a bit late with the May planting video, but here's what we planted out this month here in the subtropics in southeast Queensland, Australia. If you're new here, I'm Nikki and I'm on a mission to grow as much food as I can on a regular suburban block. With our climate, we can plant all year round, so I plant out a bed every month to ensure continuous harvests. I had some major setbacks with last month's bed. I planted out 6 broccoli and they kept getting eaten. They were getting snipped off at the soil base and the roots were completely disappearing. Normally I would blame cutworms, but after some digging, I did find that I had an invasion of some kind of native cockroach. I was using diatomaceous earth, which worked for a few days until it rained. I replaced the eaten broccoli. I think it was in total close to 24 plants that I lost, and I kept replacing it with some of the spares that I had in the greenhouse, ranging from things like cabbage to kale, cauliflower, and even more broccoli. Only 2 of my broccoli survived, but one is struggling as it was quite ring-barked, so I've only got one doing really well. I've now started using oranges cut in half, and hopefully that will redirect these pests, and it seems to be working so far. The cos lettuce survived, and even after our chickens got loose and decided they looked really good to eat, but I have harvested a few of them, and the sugar snaps, which I have had to replace 3 times, are finally growing. I have since replanted out with some more cauliflower seedlings, some pak choi, and lettuce. So after learning that lesson with those bugs, I did get some backup. I let my chickens turn over these beds before I started planting out. I just need to make sure that they are well supervised so they don't escape these beds when they're doing this, because otherwise they will destroy the rest of the garden. I did more than one bed this month, mainly because I was feeling a little bit behind with all of the loss we experienced last month, but I've also got to get my onions in as well. The bed that I just harvested my sweet potatoes from is going in with a greens bed. So this bed is getting a bit of shade from some nearby snow peas, so I didn't want to put any root veggies in here. So from the seedlings that I sowed last month, I've popped in some kohlrabi, lettuce, pak choi, and spring onions. I've also popped in some kale and Swiss chard seedlings, which I sowed in the greenhouse a few months ago that needed new homes. In the bigger bed that I'm planting into, it currently has some Tulsi basil growing in the corner. I've got a 2-year-old kale plant that survived the bugs over summer. And on the trellis, I do have some self-sown peas and beans growing. This bed I really wanted to up my root veggies, and I've gone in with some more carrots and some beets, and the last of the cauliflower seedlings that I sowed back in March. You could swap out your cauliflower for broccoli, kale, Swiss chard, or even cabbage. This will be the final chance for cauliflower for us in the subtropics, and even then I would only choose fast-growing varieties like the Snowball or the 60 Days. I've also popped in some dill, coriander, lettuce, spring onions, baby spinach, and pak choi just to fill the spaces. Now for the onions. So I'm going to be planting them out in one of my wicking beds. So I've just pulled down a cherry tomato that was pretty much done after all of that rain. So I planted these seeds back in March around the same time that I planted out my garlic, and they are now really good size for transplanting. I just make a little channel for the onions, spacing them out around 15 centimeters apart, and I lay the seedlings in and backfill. They'll look a bit sad and fallen over until they get growing. They do take ages, so I am giving them a dedicated bed, but I've decided to pop in some beetroot seeds just in between to break it up. I do need to find a spot for my leeks, which are ready to go in the ground as well, but I think I might plant those amongst my strawberries, but I do need to fully restore the bed that they're in as the wicking isn't working very well. So now in the greenhouse, prepping for next month and beyond, I am going to get my broccoli seeds in. This will be the last lot of broccoli seeds that I'll be planting for the year. I'm also going to go in with some kale, some more Swiss chard, lettuce, and always, of course, more spring onions. I've also gone and planted some more flowers. I'm going to try some spring bulbs this year, and I'm going with ones that I know did well when we lived in northern New South Wales, and I'm hoping that they will do okay here in Brisbane. So I've planted these around some of my fruit trees and also my bird bath, and I will see how they go. I've also just chucked around a bunch of seeds, some zinnias and cosmos, just to see what they do. If you're wanting to plan along with me, I have created a bundle in my shop that includes all of the seeds that I will be sowing for the next 3 months, and I update it each month. I'll pop a link in the description. Anyway, that's what we're planting this month in May here in subtropical Southeast Queensland. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.